The hands that give life its worth. With every step, they break new ground. Harvesting hope from all around. Through every season, through highs and lows. The untold journey, the heroes grow. Harvest heroes, rising strong. Building tomorrow all day long.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome to the sixth episode of Harvest Hero Podcast. It is such a pleasure to have you guys. Faithful listeners, I've been receiving message about the podcast already. Thank you guys for your feedback. Thank you for your comments. It is wonderful. You are exceptional listeners, and we really love to have listeners like you. If you just listening to us for the first time, we have previous episodes you can preview, and make sure you leave your name and your comment in the chat section so that we can know who is listening to us and where you're listening us from. Thank you so much. So today is a very special episode. We have a very special guest from the house. It's our director of human resource of Agricodeexpo Global around the world. She's a very special guest. And we love to have her on board. Welcome on board, Madam Chinonso. I call her Chinonso. Madam Chinonso, welcome on board.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, boss. I'm going to call you Madam Susie. So I hope that's okay by you.
It is
So,
okay,
yes,
Madam. Whatever
thank,
goes, whatever is good.
thank you
Okay,
so much for having me. Thank
thank
you.
you. It's a pleasure for us to have you. So, without wasting time, guys, let's go straight in our question and answer session. So, we'll start by, please, can you just present yourself and tell us what you're doing?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. So, my name is Onah Nneze. A lot of people call me Chinonso. That's actually my middle name. So, I'm known as Chinonso. But officially, I'm Onah Nneze. So I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also a social activist. Um, I did my primary education, I did my secondary education all in Nigeria, and then I decided to go into the higher institution where my first degree, I got a BSc in mass communication, and then because of my love for humanity, I decided to go back again and take another degree on sociology, of which um, I pursued a master degree, which recently rounded off. So, yeah, talking about my career, I consider my career one that is meant to support and empower women, give them the support they need, especially in our African society where a lot of traditions affect women negatively. So I chose to become a voice to them because I had some personal experiences as well that made me say, no, women need to be given the support that they desire, which led to my decision to pursue a career in humanitarian service. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much for your input. You went ahead of time, ahead of us in questions, but we are still going to ask the questions. Like, can you share a little bit about your background, how you got started in this field, how everything started?
Okay, it actually started when it's a personal experience. I would want to skip a bit, but yeah, it's centered around the marital institution and some of the challenges that women have experienced, and I've seen a lot of women go through issues. I have lots of friends who have been stigmatized because they do not have the name of a man attached to them. That's on one hand. The other is domestic abuse in marriages, specifically women. We are not disputing the fact that men don't experience this, but what I could relate with was women. So hence my decision to apply that path. So, in the African society, like I mentioned earlier, we have so many traditions that does not or do not support women empowerment. It seems like a girl child is groomed just to grow old, get married, give birth to children, and all that. So we are at a time when we need to go beyond this. So what we do is to um, empower women through, support. I would not want to go further than this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we definitely want to know more about your empowerment in the women's sector, what you're doing in Nigeria. Amazing. So what you already answered the question, what inspired you to to go into
Yeah.
this specific career? Another question is what keeps you motivated every day to keep going into this path and keep working towards empowering women?
Thank you so much for that. Every time I receive messages or I receive a call or I see people who have made something out of their life, it gives me joy. That is a testimony for me, and that is my push. A few days ago, I had this young girl because also we also take care of. Also, we also focus on aside the marital issues I spoke about. We realized that so many young girls who found themselves pregnant out of wedlock are also stigmatized. So we also, bring them in, support them, support the children, support the girls, so that they can, have a balanced life, go back to school if that is what they desire to do, learn a skill if that is what they desire to do. It has to go with what they desire to do. And we are there to take care of their children, practically all the time. You hear, the voices of children around me. I'm a mother of so many children. And so what do? We help these girls, find a stance so that it does not stop their life. They can go further in education or whatever career path they want to go into. So a few days ago, I saw one of these girls, and she actually saw me. She ran to me, gave me a hug and kept thanking me. Why? Because at the time she got pregnant, her family pushed her out of the house and we found her. So we brought her in, we took care of her. She had the baby. We were there supporting the child until she was able to get a job. We gave her a job, and then she actually said she preferred to go to school, and so we pursued, the educational her education for her until she was able to manage herself. And we have so many of them that we
Wow.
are doing this for, just so that they can. The fact that they made a mistake does not mean they have to die in it. So
Wow.
seeing these people daily making a meaning out of their lives, and we have one other one who now owns a business of our own and is taking care of a child. When we see this kind of success, it's a motivation for us. The fact that we are helping people make meaning out of their life, that's that's just it. Thank you.
Wow, that is so inspirational. You're doing an amazing job. And yes, it's very true that sometimes people think the error they do will define their whole lives. Guys, this is a proof that the error you do must not go into your future. This is just the present. Your future is still vague and empty. You have to put input into that. Thank you so much for that, for what you're doing. So, our next question is: what was one of the biggest challenge you faced early on this journey of helping the women and empowering the women?
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we encountered so many challenges. Number one was convincing. Sometimes you need to speak with families to give you the approval because some of these girls are teenagers. Accessing the authorities as well to give you the documents that you need to make to be able to assist this person. Sometimes, the system is messed up that you might need to, take some steps which are not so easy. Then fund finance. Basically, we are running this on our own from personal funds,
Wow.
and having getting support from organizations would really do well for us. So basically, funds, and then get the ability to convince these girls that they are not their life has not ended. We are here to help. So sometimes they feel okay because a lot of the world is so funny. They are scared. They don't know who truly. If family can fail you, anybody can fail you. That's the mindset. And so sometimes it takes a whole lot of work to be able to penetrate, to get them believing in what you want to do for them. So
Wow,
thank
thank you.
you.
It really takes a lot of work. And guys, she's doing an amazing job in Nigeria regarding empowering women in tech, empowering women in general, not in tech, in general. So if you're
Yeah.
interested in working with her wonderful organization, I will leave the details, guy, in the description. Make sure you get in contact with her. And the amazing job she is doing in Nigeria with the women is not only that, guys. She is our director of human resource at Agricodeexpo Global. Guys, she's doing an amazing job. I can't even stop. I don't even know how to praise her anymore. I don't even know what to say. She's just so special. And thank you for that. And our
Thank you
next
so
question
much.
is, who has been most influential in shaping your journey in this part of empowering women
Mm.
and the
Thank you
different
so much.
domains you're doing? You are doing so many things. Yes, guys, she will join us again. And yes, if you just join, guys, make sure you write your name in the comment section and where you're listening us from, guys. And if you want to be a guest on this podcast, make sure you contact us, and we'll love to have you as a guest. Guys, we're already full, we're already booked up for this year till January. Bird bird we can create a spot for you for February 2025, guys. We have spots, available spaces from February 2025. But guys, yes, if you just join, make sure you write your name, where you're listening to us from, in the chat.
So yes, I would start with my mom. My mom, having a Christian background, she has always been one that is so full of support and not judgmental. Um, I think that has to do with how she was also raised. So my mom is a giver. She gives. When we were younger, we thought it was a challenge the way she could, express love, and we wanted all that love to come to us, but then she kept telling us that you see, in this world, it's not just all about you. You need to learn, to share some parts of you with people. And I see how, as the day goes by, she's just blessed with so many children that are not her biological children. And I desired that life. I desired it. The fact that a lot of people are smiling because of her, that made me feel like, okay, I could be a source of happiness to, people in my own capacity. So that informed my decision to fly that route. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our next question is, what piece of advice did you wish you had when you started your journey on either opening your own business or either into your project of empowering women?
Okay, I'll talk about opening my business. Knowledge. Knowledge is very important. Before I started my business, I had some funds that I have raised, and I wanted to invest it into something because I didn't have the knowledge to of what I really wanted to do. I was indecisive about it. All of that fund that I worked for years and saved, I lost them all. But you see, as a business person, that is more like an experience you learn from, and that also helps me today to take in decision making in my business, because now I know that before you go into businesses, whatever you choose to do, you need to know some at least a little about it and be involved, because no one will run your business, the way you will do. Then talking about my humanitarian service, yes, I wish I have the knowledge that I have now. I probably would have started this much earlier when I was much younger, because I feel like the lives that are attached to me, sometimes I feel like there are some of these persons that I missed. I missed them because I could not find this path early enough. It took me years and some personal experience for me to find out that's okay. I could be a blessing to people. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. But you talked about your business. You did not tell us what your business is all about. Can you give us a brief description of what
Oh.
your business is all about?
Thank you so much. So I actually deal in car rental services. I have varieties of cars for people who want to go for events, travel across Nigeria, Nigeria specifically. So I am into the car rental business. I name them, name the cars you want, and luxury cars, buses, escort vans. I also give out security personnel, I mean the escort services. Yes, so this is basically what I do. Whatever kind of vehicle you need, we have them. So you just call and we deliver to your doorstep for rental
Wow.
purpose specifically, not for sale. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. If you need a car and you're in Nigeria or you're traveling to Nigeria, you need a rental company. Please make sure you contact her, and all the details will be in the description. Make sure you contact her for your rentals. So, thank you so much for that. The next question we have for you today is what, sorry, it is what has been the proudest or biggest accomplishment so far?
Yeah, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, my biggest accomplishment is seeing the people under me, the people I I would say cater for, to see them excel in life. Over the years, we've been able to set up mini businesses for about 20 women. We've also been able to, take care of about seven, teenage girls who had babies, and we also have been able to help, some elderly single ladies who kind of isolated themselves because of the stigmatization on marriage. With the, some of them are not married; they don't even have good jobs. They're going through health challenges and the rest of them. So we've been able to help a few of them, start up businesses, assisted them with their treatment, gave them hope again to understand that as a Christian, this marriage thing is in heaven, no, on earth. On earth, well, it's a good thing to be married, but when you're not married, it is not the end of life. You can still make a meaning out of your life. You can still succeed. So
Wow.
they are doing well for themselves, and I'm so happy about it. Thank you.
That is so amazing. It's amazing on the amazing work you're doing. Girls, getting not being married is not the end of the world. You can still do a meaning of your life. You can still get a meaning of your life, as the director said. Our next question is what can you describe a pivotal moment that really changed your way of doing things or your trajectory in your career?
Okay. Thank you so much. So before now, I would say I used to be. I didn't have the. I grew up as a shy person. I was always a shy child, but at some point I was faced with issues in life. I keep talking about my personal experience, and that's changed me a whole lot. I used to be one that would just, be reserved. Everyone saw me as a quiet girl, and yes, I was. But when life hits you, a lot changes about you. So I got to a point where I realized that I need to take the bull by the horn. And after those experiences that I had, I a lot changed about me. I got to I got to see that there's a greater side of me that I've been shielding. There were things I could do, and that was why I said I wish I have the knowledge that I have. I wish I had the knowledge that I have now, because a lot of things that I do today were things I felt I could do then, but I didn't have the courage to do them. I believe that the experiences I had was God trying to shape me, or to make me see that, so you can do this. So I knew that now I have to act, I have to do something, because if I don't do something, I might not never be able to stand up again in life. And so I took the bull by the horn. And ever since I took that decision, it has been all wonderful for me. Thank you.
Wow, 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 guys, courage. Get the courage to take the decision that are good for your life and the decision that will change your destiny. Thank you so much for that word of wisdom. Our next question is: what are some common misconceptions people have about the work you do or about you in general?
Thank you so much for that. On this note, I'm going to talk about my business. So in Nigeria, the business that I do is of a male-dominated kind of business, because you're dealing with vehicles. They are probably always at the automobile shop, doing something, checking one thing or another. So, and a lot of people feel that a woman cannot do that kind of business. In fact, a family member called me some time ago and said, so are you sure that this is the best business you can do? Are you sure? Don't you think you should go into something else? Because I feel, and I said, no, I love what I do. And I know why I love what I do. So a lot of people have that misconception, when it comes to gender, the gender thing in Africa, Nigeria. So there are lots of things as a woman you feel you can do. Don't let anybody discourage you. Go ahead and do it if you know that that is what you love to do. Go ahead. So women should be given the opportunity to choose whatever path they want to, go into, be it in career or business. And as far as you know what you're doing, trust me, you're going to excel. Thank you.
Wow, that is just so amazing. That's just word of wisdom. As long as you know what you're doing, you're gonna excel. Girls, let nobody tell you you can't do it. You can do it, and you can do it even more than what they can imagine. You, you can do. Thank you so much. And to end our wonderful episode, our question is: what is next for you? What are you currently working on, or what are you excited about in the future?
Okay, so yes, I gave you a tip somehow. So
Mhm.
yes, I am pursuing. I want to go further in my academic pursuits. I see myself going for my doctorate degree.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do. So even as a business person, it doesn't stop me from, you know, pursuing my career. Yes, I have a family to pursue, to take care of as well. So, but then career wise, I want to see more people finding joy in life every time they come in contact with me.
Wow.
Every time they come in contact with my organization, Trendy Humanitarian Initiative, I want them to. It will give me a whole lot of joy to see that every time, everyone who comes around me leaves with something. So
Wow.
my goal is to ensure that every time I come in contact with people, they are left with something to remember me for.
Wow.
So I can only do this, I can only help people when I have when I have something valuable, to give to them. So, and this can be gotten through, pursuing my academic career so that I can have, a global access, to the global visibility rather, so that I can, still stretch my arms to more women. Oh, sorry, light. So
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Last question before we leave. Last question, please. What
okay.
advice can you give to any woman listening to you now that wants to go into a business field and wants to start a business but doesn't have the fund or doesn't even know how to start?
Oh, thank you so much for that. So I started my business without funds. I mean zero funds. And what did I do? I looked for ways that I can do my business without because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the funds to do that. And so what can you do? What can you do to what are the things you can do that will not require you that will not require funds rather so that your business can grow. Another thing you can do is if you have something you are doing but you have something bigger that you prefer to go into, can you use this one as a gateway to access the other one? What do I mean? I also own a restaurant. I started the restaurant from my kitchen, but I knew that what I wanted to do was the car rental business. So I started with the restaurant, and as my restaurant began to do better, I began to, move into the car rental business, which is where for now I intend to stay while I pursue my career. So for you as a woman, you do not have funds. It is okay. It is normal for people to say, I need money, I need money, I want to start a business. A business does not necessarily need you to have funds. If you are into sales, you could go to people who have such products and take from them, sell and return, have an agreement with them that as I sell daily, I'm going to be returning back, I'm going to be paying you for your, products while I take mine. And as you do that, you're gradually saving so you can also be able to purchase these products from them. When you do that, you'll find out that you don't even need money. You don't really need money to start a business. What you need is to work on your mindset. How can how can I achieve this? Take your time, plan it out, which is what I did. So as my restaurant began to run, I gradually began to, invest into the car rental. What did I do? I didn't even have money to buy a vehicle. But I knew that if I can raise a particular amount of money, I can go to a company and say, okay, this is what I have. Can I have the car? While it's working for me, I will be paying off at an agreed time. And I did that. And as time goes on, I saw me purchasing cars until I was able to go purchase vehicles by myself with my money, complete. So in a nutshell, you can do it. You can do it. Money is not the most important. Yes, money is important, but even without money, you can still break through. Thank you.
The word from my director, even without money, you can still break through. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us in this podcast. Guys, this was Madam, I call her Chinonso. I always call her Chinonso. On this wonderful podcast, our director of human resource at Agricodeexpo. Guys, if you're interested in working with her, in partnering with the amazing work she's doing, guys, don't forget her details is in the description, and make sure you get in contact with her. Make sure you get in contact and keep working, because together we can do greater. We can do great, because we can do greater together. Thank you so much, so much, so much. It was a pleasure to have you, our director. Guys, this was episode 6 of our Harvest Hero podcast. Guys, you're coming to the end of this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think about it, and give us your point of view in the comment section. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day. Bye, guys.
They are the heartbeat of the earth.